What happens when a simple dollhouse turns into complete chaos? Today, we're diving into one of the funniest and most creative storylines from the legendary TV show Friends, the unforgettable dollhouse episode featuring Monica and Phoebe. The scene begins with Monica receiving sad news. Her Aunt Sylvia has passed away. But instead of everyone becoming emotional, the conversation quickly turns hilarious because Aunt Sylvia apparently wasn't exactly a sweet person. Monica's biggest concern? Whether she gets the famous family dollhouse. And yes, she does. That's when the real fun starts. Phoebe is immediately fascinated by the dollhouse. She reveals that when she was a child, she didn't even have a dollhouse. She literally just had a barrel. That tiny joke perfectly captures Phoebe's strange but lovable personality. Monica, feeling generous, invites Phoebe to play with the dollhouse she was never allowed to touch as a kid. At first, everything seems normal, but the second Phoebe starts decorating, the entire situation becomes pure comedy gold. Phoebe adds a giant dog that can apparently pee on the roof. Then she introduces radioactive waste underneath the house. And if that wasn't enough, she creates an attic ghost because the house was supposedly built on an ancient burial ground. Monica absolutely hates it. This is where the episode becomes so entertaining. Monica wants the dollhouse to stay perfect, elegant, and Victorian. Phoebe wants imagination, chaos, and complete nonsense. Their personalities completely clash, and that contrast creates some of the funniest moments in the episode. One of the best jokes comes when Phoebe claims the combination of radioactive waste and burial grounds sounds realistic because, according to her, obviously you don't know much about the US government. It's such a random line, but the delivery makes it unforgettable. As the argument continues, Monica finally snaps. She bans the dinosaurs, giant dogs, and ghosts from the house because they don't go with the design. Phoebe gets offended and dramatically leaves with her dinosaur, saying they're not welcome in the house of no imagination. And honestly, that line perfectly summarizes the entire conflict. But then something unexpected happens. Monica slowly starts enjoying Phoebe's crazy ideas. Suddenly, the dollhouse becomes fun instead of just decorative. They add slides instead of stairs, a licorice room where you can eat the furniture, and even a Tootsie Roll bed for guests. The house transforms into this bizarre, candy-filled fantasy world, and everyone loves it. For a moment, everything feels perfect. Then disaster strikes. A fire suddenly breaks out inside the dollhouse. Monica panics. Everyone rushes over to inspect the damage, and the tiny fake fire somehow feels way more dramatic than it should. Even the giraffe and pirate toys are checked to make sure they survived. The funniest part is how seriously the characters treat the entire situation. They react as if it's a real emergency, and that exaggerated seriousness makes the comedy work perfectly. What makes this storyline so memorable is that it's not really about the dollhouse at all. It's about personality differences. Monica represents order, perfection, and control. Phoebe represents creativity, imagination, and chaos. Watching those two worlds collide creates nonstop entertainment. This episode also reminds us why Friends became such a massive success. The writers could take something incredibly small, like a toy dollhouse, and turn it into a hilarious, emotional, and unforgettable story. Every character feels natural, every joke lands perfectly, and even the smallest moments become iconic because of the chemistry between the cast. Overall, this is one of the most underrated comedy plots in Friends history. It's weird, creative, emotional, and absolutely hilarious from beginning to end. And honestly, Phoebe's version of the dollhouse looked way more fun. So what do you think? Would you rather live in Monica's perfect Victorian dollhouse or Phoebe's radioactive candy mansion with ghosts and dinosaurs? Let me know in the comments.